Hello and welcome back in another sheet metal workshop, and today in the video I'm going to show you how to make a T-pipe bigger diameter on smaller diameter. So I have here, for example, a pipe with a diameter of 200, and I have here another piece, for example, with a diameter of 250 millimeter, and this is gonna be like a T-pipe going here from up on this pipe. Now, because this pipe is bigger, we're gonna make here on this side like flattening it and then by triangulation it, and from the other side I'm gonna put here down under something like a half moon. Okay, so that should look like this. So this is the T-pipe now, and this is what I meant. Flat switch and a half moon in it, and from the other side I'm gonna make it by triangulation by moving the segment, and then you can fit it here with screws. Okay, well, that's for today what I'm going to show. So let's get started. Now first, we have here a bigger diameter of 250 and a small diameter of 100 millimeter. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to make here a working line. And so we're going to take here a look here from the center of the pipe until the beginning of the next pipe. We have 200 millimeter plus maybe 5 millimeter for the swage allowance. So that means we have here diameter 200. We have up here a diameter from 250, and it's from the center until above we do 200. Okay, now next thing is gonna take here 100 millimeter. We have here radius. Yes, I'm sorry. So 100 millimeter is the radius from the smaller, and we have 125 millimeter is the radius from the bigger diameter. I'm going to pull here this line. I'm going to take here these 100 millimeter radius, and same thing we're going to take here from the bigger radius. And now we're gonna divide the bigger radius in 3 equal parts. The next thing is I'm gonna pull those lines down. So we have here now number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Number 4 is there, the middle one. That's number 4. Now we have here, where the smaller radius ends, this point, we're going to name that point X, and we're going to pull this also up. So that is then, we call them line X. So this is everything you need for the side view to take over the true lengths, and therefore I have already cut out a half circumference. So we have here 250 multiplied pi is 785 divided in 2, 393 plus 30 millimeter overlap, we have 423 millimeter. So this is here 423 millimeter. Now, first what I'm going to do is pull left and right a working line. And one down, 15. And I'm going to divide this piece first in 6 equal parts. Therefore I'm going to find out what can I divide quickly in 6. And we have here 42. 42 we divide in 6 parts, we have 70 millimeter. (28) 35. So we have 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Okay, this is now my half circumference from the T-pipe. That is then, for example, this half. And we have here those numbers. Number 1 is the longest one and number 4 is the shortest one. So if I want to have the seam where the shortest one is, I will start here with number 4. Here in the corner on this line, number 4. Next is number 3, number 2, and number 1. Same direction in the other side with the numbers, number 2, 3, and number 4. Now we have here this small space, you see, from number 2, between number 2 and 3, X is somewhere, and you just take here with your divider this distance, here, go from number 2 in the direction of number 3, we call that X, and here also, on the other side also. That's X. So now the next thing is, what we're going to do is we're gonna drag over those points. So number 4, go from number 4. And here also is number 4. Number 3. Number 3. And X. So X and the other numbers, what is left, number 2 and number 1 are all the same sizes. So actually this is the last size you take. That is X. Now what is left is just gonna connect now those lines. So this is how my first half looks like, and gonna cut it out. So this is the shortest side, and this should be 100. Just like the other side, 100, okay. Now I have here, so these are those 200. So I'm gonna cut off now here this 15 millimeter, and I'm gonna cut off here the rest on the galantine. And this is how should look my template. So I'm going to use this template now, and this is here another metal also with the same circumference, and now I'm going to give here 15 millimeter flat swage allowance. So this is the one with, like we call it, the half moon, just like this. This is this part. So we're going to cut out this one. Now the next half, the other half, You're gonna put here first here this middle line, and then here down also. So I'm gonna mark here a little bit this line. And now we're gonna copy over this one here. And pull those lines down a little bit. So now we're going to triangle the segment. So this is here 0, and now I'm gonna make here fit here, and this one with this line here. And then we turn it. This is still staying on the center of the line, and now we're going to put this line on that line here. Now I should have give here also swage allowance. Now normally this should be the same size. So I'm gonna cut this also off, this part. And here is my triangle. So now I'm gonna cut here off, here and here. Okay, now the next thing what we can do here is directly go on the bending machine and give him here a little kink for about, say, well, 20-30 degrees, just a little bit. See? Now once we have here those two halves, I'm gonna make here the overlap. So I'm gonna put here in now two swages. And We go to the rounding machine. So that's one half. Now the other half, we have to turn it a little bit. And that's how we're going to continue now. So we're almost done with it. So now it's just put in the screws. So I'm gonna mark here the overlap. I have it, wait a minute. 15 millimeter. I'm gonna cut it out, the overlap, so I want flat switch double material. So it happens sometimes you have to correct a little bit. Same here, also a little bit. Okay, now we're going to make here a female switch. Okay, it's still check the size. 250. Okay, we're still here at 250. Okay. Now the next thing is here, going to put in the flat switch wheels. So we're gonna have 50 millimeter of flat switch. So this is a little bit too fast. Now, what we also can do, I have also here got another accessory for flat swaging. And this one also we do on 15 millimeter. So now you have an easier and it's different flat swaging if you have here a distance with a radius in it. Okay, well, let's see how it fits on the pipe until now. Okay, see, it fits very well. So now the next thing what we're going to make here is that half moon. So I have here just another rest metal, so I'm gonna give here 10 millimeter for the crimping part. Then we have the 25 millimeter difference, 25, 35 millimeter, plus 50 millimeter for the flat swage, that's 50. And then I'm gonna just draw a line. And I'm gonna measure here 125. And the outside line for the crimping part. So you can now maybe see here those lines. So I'm gonna cut this off on the galantine. And now here you can exactly see where these lines are crossing each other. What we need here is we're going to put here swage and then crimp it, or maybe bend it before that. But let's do first a swage in it. The swage wheels, so we have here this line. So I'm gonna put actually here this flat swage here before, not in the middle of the line. Now I go a little bit in front of it. So when I crimp it, I'm not gonna crimp 10, I'm maybe gonna crimp 11 or 12 millimeters. So now I'm gonna bend this part. Maybe a little bit too much. Okay, that should. The crimping part. Okay, that was is here to make it fit. Okay, well, that's the T-piece again. I forgot here to put in a swage. So by putting in the swage, I'm gonna press it a little bit down. See from the side now, because pressing it a little bit down takes it a little bit back, and now back by the fitting part. So that's the one with the triangulation part. See, that's a triangulation part. Normally I have to put in some screws. Fit will fit better. So, well, that's it. You can also put here also another swage in it if you like it, and now you can continue with your pipe. Okay, well, that's it. That's it. T-piece, big on small, show it from the beginning till the end. I hope you like this video, and if you didn't knew this one, well, maybe you've learned. Try practicing, keep sheet metaling. Thank you for watching, see you next time.